in valley ground, I would swim over the deepest ocean, the deepest ocean, for my love to find. But the sea is wide, and I cannot swim over, nor have I the wings to fly. If I could find me a handsome boatman to ferry me over to my love and I. My childhood days bring back sad reflections of happy times spent long ago. My childhood friends and my own relations have all passed on now, like melting snow. So I'll spend my days in this roaming, the grass, and my bed is free. But to be back now in Carrickfergus, on that long road down to the sea. And in Kilkenny it is reported on marble stone, as black as ink, with gold and silver, I would support her, but I'll sing no more till I get a drink, for I'm drunk now, and I'm seldom sober, a handsome rover from town to town. But I am sick now, and my days are numbered. So come all ye young men, so come all ye young men, come all ye young men, and lay me down. Hello everyone. Good afternoon or good morning. If you're it happens to be still the morning time. I had to think about if it was morning or afternoon here or not, but it is the afternoon. as it's now past 12. I don't think it'd be the evening for anyone, unless you happen to be watching on the replay in the future, then hello. I've got my cup of tea back again today because although it was lovely and sunny last week and it was summer, it was warm, it was sunny, it was lovely, it is now no longer lovely. It is quite cold. My heating's on. I got to the time of year I thought, oh, I don't have to have the heating on anymore, so you know that won't be another bill. Nope. Back on again. It's too cold. And my big jumper. I'm wearing a jumper and a jumper. It's too cold for me. But hello everyone. Hello Celia and Frank and Mum and Demir. Hello, hello. Oh, it's taking a minute to load here. So yes, hello everyone. Let me just catch up with all your comments. Mum's wanting the Galway shawl. Absolutely, I can do that. I had a cold last week, which was really annoying. I had like a sore throat and stuffy nose and everything. But I feel much better now, but I still have like a really stuffy nose. Like I'm constantly having to like blow my nose. It's really annoying. And yeah, so it's making me sound a bit stuffy when I'm singing, so apologies for that, but yeah, we're here. And at least I can sing. Alright, Galway shawl for Mum. She was young and handsome, her beauty fairly took my breath away. She wore no jewels or costly diamonds, no paint or she wore a bonnet with a ribbon on it, and around her shoulder was the Galway shawl. As we kept on walking, she kept on talking, father's cottage came into view. She said, "Come in, sir, and meet my father, and for him play the foggy dew." I played the blackbird and the stack of barley, Rodney's glory and the foggy dew. She sang each note like an Irish linnet, and the tears flowed in her eyes of blue. cried, oh, and my heart remained with the foggy dew. In Oranmore, in the county Galway, one pleasant evening in the month of May, she wore a bonnet with a ribbon on it, and around her shoulder was a Galway shawl. Yes, I've been enjoying that one since hearing Manus Noble sing that. If you haven't looked up Manus Noble, I'm sure you'll find him on Instagram. I don't know if you'll find him on YouTube or not, but I find him on Instagram anyway. And yeah, he does lots of folk music from sort of all around the world. I think he's based in England himself, I'm not sure. And he plays like 100 instruments. Yes, as a singer, having a cold is the worst. It's incredibly irritating, especially when it's like, it's all I do all day is either teach singing or I'm singing, or in my free time, I just like to sing. So yeah, it can be really frustrating when I'm trying to like do something and it's just not doing what I want it to do. Very irritating. But the show must go on. Yes, I have actually practiced Colour My Day because I know that everyone has been requesting it past couple of streams. So I did practice it. That doesn't mean necessarily that it'll be the best it's ever been, but sure. At least I remember the chords in the order that they come in. Yellow and white, purple and blue, you color my day when I see you. always knew I would regret that piano part. Knew I'd regret it. And yet I did it anyway. So, last night I watched a really good documentary that I highly recommend. If you have Disney Plus, it's called Hired, which is a really hard name to pronounce. In a Northern Irish accent, it's quite hard to pronounce the name. Howard. Because I want to say Hired, but it should be Howard. But anyway, and it's about in Ireland, is it now all cold weather? Yeah. Hence the double jumpers. I'm wearing a jumper underneath this and a cardigan and the heating's on. Yes, it is cold. It is very cold. I'm not sure what, I think it's like 10 degrees today, but it's raining and it's like wet and just a bit grey and miserable. So yeah. But anyway, the documentary is called Howard. And it's about the lyricist, this sort of his like life, his sort of life story, I guess, or the story of how he became to be the lyricist for a lot of the Disney movies. So Howard Ashman, he was the lyricist for Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and Little Shop of Horrors, and Smile, and a few other musicals. And so it's sort of about his career and his life. And it was really interesting because, if you can't tell by my Disney things, I love Disney music. And yeah, I love not just the music. The music was composed by Alan Menken, but just generally the sort of stories and the lyrics and yeah, the sort of world around it. And I thought it was very interesting that in the documentary they talk a lot about how he didn't just sort of just write the lyrics for these songs, but he almost sort of came up with a lot of the concepts for it, helped shape some of the characters, and he sort of came to Disney with like the full movie basically written out. So yeah, I thought that was really interesting and very sad about his life and how he died in 93 or 94. Maybe, was it the 90s? I think it was. It was shortly after Beauty. In fact, it wasn't even, Beauty and the Beast hadn't even been released yet when he died. So I think that's around the 90s. So, yeah, well worth watching because it's really interesting. They share all of the how he recorded all of the songs, so like the original, version of every song in the Disney movies, like Part of Your World and the one from Aladdin and like the mob songs from Beauty and the Beast, and they share a lot of the like original recordings and sort of shared a lot about how he worked with Alan Menken to create the songs and to create just sort of the world of the shows, and also his like before Disney, how he came to write Little Shop of Horrors and the theater that he owned in Broadway. Yeah, really interesting. So well worth watch. I do recommend. It's about an hour and a half. So, but have tissues ready. It's quite sad at the end because obviously he died really young. He wasn't even 40, I don't think, and he died. Very sad. And I think Disney was never the same since. Although, to be fair, a lot of my favourite Disney movies are after Beauty and the Beast, but that's mostly just because I like The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Because I do love a good Victor Hugo story. So, I thought then, for our little topic of discussion today, I would like to ask you what your favourite your favourite movie in general, movie music is. So not necessarily your favourite movie, because your favourite movie might not necessarily have your favourite music in it. But yeah, your favourite movie music. So it could be Disney or whatever. Because yeah, I love movie music. probably is in a movie somewhere. Speed, bonny boat, like a bird on a wing, onward the sailors cry. Carry the lad that's born to be king, over the sea to Skye. Loud the winds howl, loud the waves roar, thunderclaps rend the air. Baffled our foes stand on the shore, follow they will not dare. Speed, bonny boat, like a bird on a wing, onward the sailors cry. Carry the lad that's born to be king, over the sea to Skye. Many's the lad fought on that day, well the claymore did wield. When the night came, silently lay dead on Culloden's field. Speed, bonny boat, like a bird on a wing, onward the sailors cry. Carry the lad that's born to be king, over the sea to Skye. Though the waves leap, soft shall he sleep, ocean's a royal bed. Rocked in the deep, Floral will keep watch by your weary head. Speed, bonny boat, like a bird on a wing, onward the sailors cry. Carry the lad that's born to be king, over the sea to Skye. Speed, bonny boat, like a bird on a wing, onward the sailors cry. Carry the lad that's born to be king, over the sea to Skye. It's not in a movie, but it's in the TV series. What's it called? Outlander? Highlander? Outlander. I read the book. Well, I got halfway through the book. I had it on audiobook, and then I lost the file. So I must get round to finishing it. So Leah, your favorite Disney movie is Frozen. Do you know what? I wouldn't have picked Frozen for you if I had to guess what your favorite Disney movie was. I wouldn't have picked Frozen. I have to admit, it's not my favorite. It's quite far down on the list. I tried to like it, did sit down and watch it, and was really excited to see it. I don't know, just didn't grab me. Not particularly my favorite one, but Idina Menzel is great in it. Disney movies and their soundtracks are usually really amazing. The Jungle Book and Ariel and Ratatouille. I love Ratatouille. That's such a fun movie. And the music in Ratatouille is fairly underrated as well, I have to say. It's one that you'd forget about it, but when you hear it, it's actually a lovely wee tune. And Mum Labyrinth, of course, I knew would be. And oh, hello, Sarah. Thanks for joining in. Like the music from Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Is that the one about the aliens? Where they like, am I thinking of the right movie? Where they send aliens like music, and that's how they communicate, is through the sound. Have to admit, I haven't seen that one. I'm sure it's on Jack's list of movies. He has a big long list of movies that he's forcing me to watch. I'll put it that way. But it's all right. I make force him to watch movies too, so I think it's on his list. And Titanic. So, oh yes, I'm on the right one. Okay, so yeah, I should watch that because yeah, it's looks interesting. the story. Is that right? That they're like, am I giving away the ending? Is that the twist at the end? Is that's how they communicate with the aliens, is through music? I've heard I've seen the scene where they send the wee notes out, wee tune, and Titanic. So I was actually going to pick Titanic as my one, because although I love Disney movies and everything, I feel like that's a separate compartment. It's its own category. If I'm just soundtracks in general, then I would probably pick Titanic. I love the music Titanic. In fact, just James Horner music in general. That and Braveheart, of course. I just find all his music just has a real Celtic sort of essence to it. So it's very interesting. And yeah, I was very sad that I didn't get to continue my series of putting lyrics to movie themes, because I had loads of ideas, and maybe I'll continue it and just put them on Facebook or Instagram or something. But yeah, I had loads of ideas. I never got to do them all, but oh well. If you're not following me on Facebook and Instagram, I am everything that I deleted on YouTube, I am going through it week by week and reposting it all back on Facebook and Instagram. So Facebook's where you'll find the full videos. Instagram's just, I can only upload about a minute, something like that. So if you'd ever like to rewatch them all again, do follow me on Facebook, just at Lisa Dawson Music, and you'll find it. Anything by Ennio Morricone? Yeah, of course, absolutely. And the special effects, are you talking about special effects in Close Encounters of the Third Kind, or are you talking about The Labyrinth? Because I mean, The Labyrinth is some good special effects in it too. Okay. Siuil. I wish I was on yonder hill, 'tis there I'd sit and cry my fill, till every tear would turn a mill. Iske det du varning slån. Siuil, Siuil, Siuilarun, Siugo sakurage Siugo kun, Siugo gandara sage seilig lun, Iske det du varning slån. I'll sell my rock, I'll sell my reel, I'll sell my only spinning wheel, to buy my love a sword of steel. Iske det du varning slån. Siuil, Siuil, Siuilarun, Siugo sakurage Siugo kun, Siugo gandara sage seilig lun, Iske det du varning slån. I'll dye my petticoats, I'll dye them red, and around the world I'll beg my bread, until my parents should wish me dead. Iske det du varning slån. Siuil, Siuil, Siuilarun, Siugo sakurage Siugo kun, Siugo gandara sage seilig lun, Iske det du varning slån. shugakun Shugagan darasaga seligalum Iskaje to morning shalom Shularun Shuga sugaraga shugakun Shugagan darasaga seligalum Iskaje to morning shalom Iskaje Hello, Carlos. Thanks for joining in. It's Carlos. We were talking about our favorite movie music earlier. So if you have a favorite movie theme or even a favorite movie composer, anything by, I mean, John Williams is an obvious choice, or Hans Zimmer. But I definitely like James Horner. It's definitely my favorite. Can't beat it. So I actually always thought that it'd be lovely to like write music for a movie. I've always said that if I could have a superpower, the superpower that I would really like to have is the ability to just make music like appear. You know, like in a movie where it's just there, it's just playing in the background. So without, you know, carrying a speaker and like a playlist around with me all the time, but just to be able to like, if a really sad moment happens and I can just make music just as if from nowhere, or, you know, really happy moment happens and lots of celebratory trumpets and everything. I always thought that would be a cool superpower to have. And I could walk around, I could have my own theme and I'd play my theme music before I'd enter the room so everybody knows I was coming. Thought that'd be a cool superpower to have. So I have been spending the past few days finishing writing up a song. I still need to finish recording it all, but this will hopefully be out next Friday, hopefully, if I get it finished in time. And it's part of my series of going to various iconic locations in Northern Ireland. So we had the Dark Hedges, and I was down at Strangford Lough, and a couple of weeks ago I visited the Giant's Causeway. So I have lots of lovely videos of around the very picturesque Giant's Causeway. And actually when I was there, I met a subscriber. I met Lucas. So hello, Lucas. If you happen to be watching, or if you're catching up in the replay or something, then do say hello. It was lovely to meet you. Lucas, I think, comes from Argentina, possibly, but you can correct me on that if I'm wrong. And yeah, just happened to bump into each other, which was quite funny. I thought it was quite amusing because there's the kind of, you know, joke or saying that, you know, Northern Ireland's such a small country that like we literally all know each other. And I just thought it was funny that, you know, Lucas comes to Northern Ireland and we just happened to meet. Because it's such a small country, you're bound to bump into me if you come here. You'll find me somewhere. Most likely out and about taking videos. I think I was mid-filming a dandelion or something when I was there. And we happened to bump into each other. So yeah, big shout out to Lucas. It was lovely getting to meet you. So yeah, this song is about the story of the Giant's Causeway. There's a bit of a folk tale behind the Giant's Causeway. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, it's how would you describe it? It's like a rock formation, which doesn't sound that interesting, but it is quite exciting. That they're like hexagonal columns, basalt columns. I want to say it was basalt. I'm not sure. I wasn't that interested in the scientific reason behind it. I was more interested in the folklore reason behind it. And the causeway sort of it goes under the sea, and there's like a similar causeway in Scotland. And so they kind of connect Northern Ireland and Scotland together with these hexagonal stones, and they kind of look like stepping stones. And it's one of the natural wonders of the world, I believe. So yeah. So this is the story behind it. So the story goes is that the giant Finn McCool lived there. This is back when Ireland was run by giants. I don't know how we went from giants to, I don't know, an average height population of like 5 foot. I don't know. But anyway, supposedly Ireland was run by giants, and Finn McCool was the Northern Irish giant. He lived up at the Giant's Causeway, and he wanted to build a way of getting to Scotland. So he built the Giant's Causeway, these stepping stones. But this annoyed the Scottish giant, Benandonner, and so they were fighting across the sea to each other, and they arranged to have a fight. And so Finn McCool went home, and he supposedly was a gentle giant, and he was very wise and benevolent and everything. So he decided, instead of fighting him, his wife dressed him up as a baby. And whenever Benandonner came over, he saw the baby, Finn McCool, and figured, well, if that's Finn McCool's baby, then what size is Finn McCool? Because obviously Finn McCool's a giant. He was this giant baby. And he thought, oh my goodness, Finn McCool must be this massive, huge, huge giant. So he ran back to Scotland and tore up the causeway on his way. So that's why it's like under the water. And in the hopes that Finn McCool wouldn't chase him. And so then they never actually had their big fight. That's one of the stories. There's like quite a few different takes on the story, but that's my take on it anyway. And if you visit the Giant's Causeway, they had like a little video showing the story. And there's lots of different things you can find at the Giant's Causeway. Like there's the organ, which is like a big basalt column thing that does look like, pipes of an organ. There's his boot, Finn McCool's boot. And there's also a tale that sort of is more about like Finn McCool was building the causeway to because he loved somebody in Scotland, and his granny didn't like that, so she was the one that destroyed the causeway. Lots of different versions of the story, but I like the one about Finn dressing up as a baby. So in the song, I refer to Finn being dressed up as a wean, which a wean is a child. That's in case anybody doesn't know what a wean is. It's a child. So this song's like really new, so I'll try and remember all the words. Come all ye folks and lend me your ear if you're from far and away. Come all ye folks, for you'll want to hear the tale of the Giant's Causeway. Here in the north lived Finn McCool, a wise and gentle giant. He built these steps to make safe his crossing, but crossed someone else as he did it. Benandonner across the sea, a giant as big as his ego. He shouted at Finn, who fought back at him, and the caves trembled down with their echo. Oh, the oceans raged between them, their fight would be so fearsome, and the legend will always stay. Here on the steps of the causeway. This deadly foe was twice his size, or so Finn had heard it. Well, our friend McCool, he was no fool, but he had a giant spirit. He went to his wife, who knew just what to do. She dressed Finn up as a wean, invited Benandonner to come in for dinner, and made sure that he should see him. And when his eyes were laid upon the enormous babe, he cried out afraid, if this be the child that's rocked by the mall, not stay to find out what size is the dam. At this frightening encounter, much a work in progress. And it'll have, hopefully, we'll have, if I record it, flute to it, and maybe boron and a few other different things. So it's still there. It's very much a work in progress, but hopefully we'll be finished by next week. But yeah, it's a cool story. Hello, Bram. Is that Bram? Hello. Love the story. Been at the Causeway many years ago. Yes. Well, actually, to be fair, this is what I thought was even more funny. That, I mean, I have literally visited the Giant's Causeway like once, maybe, years ago. And the day that I happened to go to the Giant's Causeway, I happened to meet someone there that I just thought was kind of fun. It's not as if I just hang around the Giant's Causeway all the time. I don't live anywhere near it. It was like an hour and a half drive. You know, I don't live anywhere near it. But there we go. You never know where you'll find me. Hello, Leith. Is it Leith? Is that how you pronounce it? Leith? Sarah, I haven't heard the story before. Yeah, you should definitely visit one day. It is one of the natural wonderful wonders of the world. At least I believe it is anyway. I tell people it is anyway. And yeah, it's just interesting. I mean, it's really fabulous, like scenery wise, not just the causeway itself, because just the general like coastline, the views, the walk. I mean, we didn't even go around all of it. I was there with my sister and we didn't walk around the whole thing. It was a really hot day and it's quite a long walk, so we didn't walk around the whole thing. You can go right up along the cliffs. You can go the different direction. Like the path generally leads you to the right when you get out of the place. You go there. We didn't even look around the visitor centre really, because we were there, you know, to film as much of the scenery as possible, and it's quite busy because it is a huge like tourist destination. So, but yeah, it is well worth the visit. It is really cool, and all the story and all the different like bits of like the story of the giants living there, and the boot, and you can see like the rock formation, which is supposedly the granny that was turned to stone. You can see her and the caves. Yeah, it's well worth a visit. Highly recommend. As opposed to the Dark Hedges, which I was like, maybe give that one a miss on your tour. But the Giant's Causeway, well worth a visit. It's fantastic. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the video, because yeah, I think we did get some lovely videos of the beautiful scenery, and the sun was kind of setting at the time, so I think it worked out really well, but I haven't got around to actually doing the video. Frank, an hour and a half away is very close. I know, but not Northern Ireland. Not Northern Ireland. If anything's further than like 20 minutes away, it's like, oh, that's a bit of a drive. It's a bit of a drive. Like literally where I live in Almagee, people say to me all the time, people are like, why are you living out there? Why are you living out there? As if like everything's about half an hour away. It's not that far. But if anything's further than 20 minutes away, people are like, why are you driving that far? It's funny, but I mean, yeah, to me an hour and a half is very close, but it's funny. That's why I always say is the thing that I like the most about Northern Ireland is that you could get to a beach, the mountains, one of the natural wonders of the world, forests, lakes, rivers, anything you want, cities, less than a 2 hour drive. Doesn't matter where you are in Northern Ireland, everything is less than 2 hours. I'm pretty sure it takes like 2 hours to get from one side of Northern Ireland to the other. It's a really small country. So probably if you do visit, you probably will find me, because it's not that hard to find. The Causeway is definitely on my bucket list. 100 miles is a long way in Europe, and 100 years is a long way in the States, but not the other way around. Yes, that's true, yeah. 100 miles is a long way in Europe. I wouldn't even know how far long 100 miles away is. I think Belfast is like 20, not even 20 miles away. And yeah, and people say to me, why are you living so far away from Belfast? It's like less than 20 miles. And 100 years is a long way in America, but yeah, but not the other way around. Yeah. It's funny that. And hello, Daddy. You've missed Skyboat song. You missed Carrickfergus. We'll have to rewind and catch up. Okay, so I will play where the old trees grow. By the way, the Giant's Causeway one doesn't have a name. The song doesn't have a name, and you helped me name the last one. So I was thinking of just calling it The Tale of the Giant's Causeway. But you can let me know if you have any other thoughts on that. But I think The Tale of the Giant's Causeway is probably what I will call it. So, and this is where the old trees grow, which was inspired by The Dark Hedges. Which someday I will play on the harp. I will play the harp on the live one day. Not today. Standing in shadows of the ancient, here where the old trees grow, time seems to have no sense or purpose, change can feel so slow. Even the trees and we too will pass on, all things have an end, what remains when we are gone? No silver, no bronze, no gold can ever purchase the beauty that time has spent. Now we are left with our imagination of where the time has went. Over and over the years keep on flying. This is nature's curse, the aging and the dying. Standing in shadows of the ancient, here where the old trees grow, let new life and spirits resurface, learn to let it go. Endings have their own new beginnings, this is the way we are, and this is how we live forever. If you haven't seen my video about the Dark Hedges and why I don't recommend visiting, then you should watch it. The title of the video is The Unluckiest Songwriting Day or something like that. The unluckiest day anyway. It was a really unlucky day. And in the video, I explain the story behind the song, because really the song is about how everything in nature eventually goes away. And why we should also strive to preserve things as much as we can. So watch the video and it helps explain why I wouldn't recommend visiting Dark Hedges. Not necessarily for anything wrong with the Dark Hedges. They're trees. They didn't do anything wrong themselves. But yeah. But we want to preserve our natural things. Giant's Causeway, I don't know if they will go anywhere anytime soon. I don't know how long it would take stones to erode away. I'm sure millions of years. I don't know. As I said, I did not look into the scientific reason behind the Giant's Causeway. I'm just here for the folk stories. That's all. To be honest. Okay, I will leave you. But before I go, I will of course play The Parting Glass until I have a farewell song. I'll write one eventually, but for now I don't. So The Parting Glass will have to do, and then I will leave you to enjoy the rest of your weekend, whatever you're getting up to. All the money that e'er I had, I spent it in good company. that e'er I've done, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wit to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. Of all the comrades that e'er I've known, they are sorry for my going away, and all the sweethearts that e'er I've had, they would wish me one more day to stay. But since it falls onto my lot that I should rise and you should not, I'll gently rise and I'll softly call. Good night and joy be with you all. A fond kiss and then we sever. If you will, alas, forever. Deep in heart-strung tears I'll pledge thee. Warring sighs and groans I'll wage thee. Had we never loved, say kindly, had we never loved, say blindly, never met or never parted, we had ne'er been broken hearted. So fare thee well, my first and fairest, fare thee well, my best and dearest. Gently rise and softly call. Good night and joy be with you all. Good night, good night, good night, good night. Thank you all so much for joining, and for all your lovely comments, and for yeah, chatting with me today. It's always nice to, and I always like doing these live streams because you know, it's one thing to record a video and then post it, but to actually be able to like chat to you and say hello and see all your names and your little pictures pop up, it's lovely. So thank you very much. Yeah, hopefully that Causeway video will be out next week, so do keep an eye out for it. And huge thank you to everyone who is supporting me on Ko-fi. It really does help me do things like go to the Giant's Causeway and record videos and to be able to do these live streams and everything. So thank you so much to everyone. There's Michael and Mike and Frank and Ron and Bernie and Jonathan Arrow and Mum and Dad and whoever else I'm forgetting off the list. Huge thank you to them. Thank you so much. So have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you all again very soon. Bye.